Iced up. Ice what?
Whoa, whoa, baby, poke it out, poke it out, poke it out.
Alright, so as it comes to off-season video making, I'm still kind of at a loss for my schedule. I don't really know what I'm going to do like for certain days yet, or what days I'm going to post. I'm thinking about Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday because that's been working for me, and maybe a couple mixes throughout the week. I think I have one scheduled for Wednesday and one scheduled for Saturday. So you guys should be getting a video Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday this week to watch from my channel. So as you guys may imagine, it's a little bit difficult to run a football channel in the off season and keep it consistent and keep it going and keep it productive. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do. I did it last year, so hopefully I can do it this year. And I'm going to keep building off of the same formula I used last year and try to figure out if I can get something to last this year and all the years forward that I'm going to be doing this, because off season sucks. And we're in the worst months of it for football. Before anything starts, we're in the crap zone. So we're going to try to push through that, and we're going to keep going. So on Tuesday, I think I'm going to be doing topic videos on topics that I muster up within my head. It's kind of difficult, though, because I'm horrible at coming up with ideas. I lack every single creative ability possible. So we're going to be trying to come up with video ideas for topic videos on Tuesday. Thursdays, I think we're doing undrafted free agents for the moment, but that's always going to be a free switch-up spot. And then Sunday, for the moment, we're doing camp battles, but that's going to switch too, obviously, once we finish that. So there's going to be stuff. We're going to be doing reserves. We're going to be switching things up. But today we're going to be talking about why the Saints are the best team in the NFL after the draft. So post-draft free agents, or post-draft power rankings, why the Saints are number one. So let's get into it. So before I read off my reasonings, I'm going to read you guys the power rankings from NFL.com, and we were ranked number one on NFL.com. We were number two, but we pushed the Patriots behind us, and I'll read you the description of it. It says, "The Saints are the top team in the league. Let that sink in because it's not changing. Well, for now. I'm aware that New Orleans didn't own a first-round pick, but that didn't matter. Since the last time out for these power rankings, New Orleans added tight end Jared Cook, who the Patriots reportedly wanted to replace Gronk. And all the newly minted rookies in the NFL represent a collective unknown. Meanwhile, this New Orleans roster is still top shelf. By the way, the Saints still produced a quality draft haul despite the lack of picks, starting with the real McCoy at center." So if the NFL has something good to say about us after how bad they've trashed us and hated us for the past couple of years, that's how you know we're doing something right. The roster is clearly top shelf. It's one of the best in the league. I can't even say one of the best anymore because we really are the best team in the NFL. And with that being said, let's get into the reasonings. The first reason on my list is the fact that the New Orleans Saints are complete. There is not a single hole in this roster anymore. Last year, the lack of tight end hurt us really, really bad in not only the receiving game, but the run game also. We needed a new tight end. We got one. And another problem we were having all year was our punt returner. Tommy Lee Lewis sucked. He was averaging, I think, 12 yards per return or something crazy like that. It was horrible. He was bad. We didn't really have a formidable tight end whatsoever. Josh Hill was okay, but obviously didn't work out as well as we wanted him to. But adding the best receiving tight end in the league as of now in Jared Cook is going to mean a lot. We filled up all the holes we needed, whether it be through the draft or free agency. Our offensive line is set. Everything is set. We don't have any holes. We are the most complete team in the NFL by far. Literally, the most complete team in the NFL by far. Probably one of the only teams that don't have any holes, and that's going to do us a lot for next year. Number two, the Saints gained a lot more than they lost this offseason. Whether it be through the draft or through free agency, we added a lot of players to, balance off the ones that we did lose, and we added some additions that had that are just base ads. The first player we added was Latavius Murray, or I don't know if he was the first, but the first player on my list is Latavius Murray, who we drafted to replace Mark Ingram. Obviously, losing Mark Ingram is a big hit, and I don't think Latavius Murray quite matches up to Mark Ingram as far as productivity is going to go, but he is definitely a formidable player to have there, alongside Alvin Kamara. We're still going to have some type of dynamic duo going on at the running back position, whether it be as good as last year or not. Alvin Kamara is going to be the premier back, and that's something that we've all wanted to see for the past 2 years. Mark Ingram was on his way out of New Orleans. That's fine. It's whatever. It's the NFL. It's a business. So adding a new running back there to complement Alvin Kamara is going to mean a lot. Make sure he doesn't wear his body down. And Latavius Murray is better for those third and short, fourth, going forward on fourth down situations because he's a lot stronger of a back. He's a lot more, I wouldn't say athletic, but he's lanky, he's speedy, he's tall, he's big. He's a player you want, running it through on 4th and 1. So Latavius Murray was a huge add. Number 2 would be Nick Easton, who is not going to be playing center. We actually drafted a center in Eric McCoy to replace Max Unger. Nick Easton can play guard, and that probably means we're getting rid of the holding penalty machine in Andreas Pete. So that's good. That's another need fixed. That's another gain. Nick Easton's going to be extremely good for us. Number 3 would be Jared Cook. That is easily the biggest hole we had this entire offseason, and it's the biggest addition we've made this entire offseason. If you guys paid attention at all to the last couple of the games from last year, you've seen that Michael Thomas was getting shut down. And I don't mean shut down in man-to-man coverage. I mean shut down, and he had 2 to 3 guys on him every play, no matter what. It was ridiculous, and all those undrafted free agent wide receivers were doing nothing to help Drew Brees. They were dropping passes. Traquan Smith had 427 yards and 5 touchdowns last season, and Keith Kirkwood had 209 yards and 2 touchdowns last season, if I remember that correctly off the top of my head. So they weren't doing much as far as, not matching Michael Thomas's productivity, but being able to carry the load whenever Michael Thomas was being assaulted by every player on the field. So there was a lot of that noticeable drop-off with Drew Brees in that last 6 games of the season was not because he's old. It was because he had nobody to throw to. Teams figured out Michael Thomas, and that left us with no more receiving threats. So adding Jared Cook gives us another big threat, the best receiving tight end in the league as of right now that Gronk's gone. So Jared Cook is the best receiving tight end in the league, and it's going to give us a ton of flexibility as far as 2 tight end sets go, with Josh Hill being an amazing blocker, and receiving goes with being a big red zone target, a speedy guy with good hands. Jared Cook is an amazing addition and will certainly help us as far as that double teaming on Michael Thomas goes, and will hopefully slow the departure of Drew Brees' arm as we've seen it last year. It was really, really bad, but hopefully he can fix that by being there. Number 4, we have punt returnist Marcus Sherrills. If you guys don't know, we added a punt returner this free agency. I was covering him a lot. I think I made a video on him, or he was in one of the videos I made collectively about free agency. So he's a very, very, very noticeable player. He's a punt returner, yeah, but for a team that receives as many punts as we do, it's important. Tommy Lee Lewis was one of the worst punt returners I ever seen in my life. Like, he was trash. Tommy Lee Lewis was garbage, so adding one of the best punt returners in the league in Marcus Sherrills is going to help us hopefully a good amount. He leads the Vikings in a lot of records as far as returning punts goes. So having a player like that, one of the best punt returners, if not the best punt returner in the league, is a big deal. It's a big addition, and it's going to help us in the long run. Number 3 would be the fact that the entire team gained notable playoff experience. Playoff experience is something that is going to be important no matter what. If you watch the Super Bowl with the Panthers and Broncos, you had the aging Peyton Manning, whose arm was basically falling off, still beating the Carolina Panthers. Like, knowing how the game works, going through the loops, being, in that situation many, many times, builds up this mental wall in players and gets them through those tough times a lot easier than they would if they didn't have the playoff experience. Like Marcus Williams. That Minneapolis Miracle situation was because he did not have the experience, playoff experience, player experience regardless. So adding experience to the team is clearly going to help a lot. Last year, they went all the way up from the wild card to the divisional round. This year, we went to the divisional round of the NFC Championship game. They played under the big lights. Now all we have to do is get them some Super Bowl experience, and this will be a 100% real contending roster for years to come. While I do think we do have a contending roster, you always need playoff experience no matter what. And getting a couple games of playoff experience next year, it's over. If we play in the wild card, we've played in the divisional, go up to the NFC Championship, maybe reach the Super Bowl, it's going to give us a ton of experience we need to become one of those long-lasting NFL teams that you see, like the New England Patriots or whoever, the Broncos of the past, all those teams that always lasted super, super long. We can be one of them if we get the experience that we need. All that being said, those are the things I think make us the best team in the NFL. We have a unique roster that is extremely compact. The chemistry with them is ridiculous, and we have no holes. We don't have a single hole on that team. If you went and picked apart the New Orleans Saints roster, a hole wouldn't be there. Some things I didn't mention were the coaching staff, the chemistry. Everything that we have just works so well together, and it's going to be another amazing year from us and hopefully another deep playoff run. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you have any different opinions or have things you'd like to add to the list, go ahead and comment them down below. Just comment anything. Just comment. Just let me know that you're watching to this point of the video and comment. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next one. That'll be Thursday. I apologize. Thursday. There's a mix going up tomorrow, and then there will be a mix going up on Saturday. And then, yeah, you guys, I'll get the schedule out to you guys. I'll figure out a schedule. It'll happen. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.